All right, in a surprise release today, Apple just dropped iOS 26.2 Beta 2 on a random Wednesday. Didn't expect that at all, but let's go through our typical song and dance and see how everything is looking. First things first, the install just finished, so let's do our typical battery check right now. And I can tell you right off the bat, even up top, touching this phone, it has been substantially cooler than what we got on beta 1 and even some of the 26.1's betas as well. So that is always good to see, and it looks like we will be pretty good temperature wise, not even warm to the touch here. So I'll definitely take that, and I'm happy to see this. Jumping right into settings, then general and about. This build is coming in with an H build number with a full build of 23C5033H. This is definitely an improvement from beta 1 that was at an F build. So this is good to see. Seems like it is so far still on track for another release in December. And also, more surprisingly, it does seem like we are going to be on somewhat of a weekly beta cycle since we only got beta 1 last week. So a little over a week, but I would anticipate now getting the third beta next week. We'll talk about the release schedule here in a minute, but for now, this is definitely good to see. They did drop watchOS and iPadOS 26.2 beta 2s as well, so definitely nice to see. And the first thing I want to go into to really take a look at is if we have any new change to that liquid glass option in settings after we got the liquid glass slider on the lock screen, but unfortunately it looks like we are still restricted to just those two options. If you did miss that, what I am talking about is when you actually go to customize your lock screen now, for the clock itself, when you click on it, you do have a transparency option basically for liquid glass. And if you want it super dim, which looks very hard to see, or a lot darker and less transparent, you can do that as well. This is what a lot of people were hoping for with the actual slider and the toggle for the actual liquid glass itself. Nothing that we're doing here is impacting this yet. So maybe still in a future beta we will see that, but right now this is kind of what we're held to. No big deal, but it is nice to see nonetheless. If you did miss it also, in the Apple Music app, we did now have the ability since beta 1 now to actually get offline lyrics in Apple Music. So offline lyric support is now here, allowing you to view a song's lyrics even when you're not connected to Wi-Fi or a cellular network. I'll talk about this a little more in our watchOS video, but sleep scores did get a revision. So now you have very low moved to 0 to 40, and it was previously 0 to 29. Low was 41 to 60 now, previously 30 to 49. Okay was 61 to 80, prior it was 50 to 69. The new score for high is 81 to 95, prior that was 70 to 89. And very high, that is now 96 to 100, which was previously 90 to 100. Basically, Apple's saying all this is changed now because sleep scores are calculated based on how long you slept, the consistency of when you fell asleep, and the frequency and duration of wake-ups during the night. The feature is going to also be available in the Health app on all iPhone models compatible with iOS 26, and the Sleep app on all Apple Watches. Again, like I said, we will touch on that in a minute. In reminders, if you do use this, you can now finally set alarms for reminders in the Reminders app. In the Podcasts app also, if you use it, Apple has kind of added some AI tweaks and benefits here as well. So there's 3 new features in 26.2, including automatic chapters for episodes, timed links on the screen, and the ability to view other podcasts that the podcast mentions right from the audio player and the transcript. So nice to see, especially if you do actually follow along with podcasts, you now have these options here as well. Beyond that, also the News app, if you use Apple News, this had a little bit of a visual revamp as well. There's now a dedicated following tab right down here, and buttons for quick access to topics like sports, puzzles, politics, business, and food. If you wanted to look for those specifically, go to sports, and you can get all of those aspects right there as well. One thing I really do like that I missed is actually also going to be in the settings from beta 1. And this is the iPhone screen can now flash for notifications. If you actually go into settings and then accessibility and actually scroll down a little bit to audio and visual, and then go to the very bottom, we have this new options here for flash for alerts. And when you click on this, you can now turn this on and have the screen flash or the LED flash or both. You can have this set to flash when only unlocked and in silent mode or not. I think that is a nice little quality of life improvement that they have added here. So very cool nonetheless. And then if you do use AirPods, like 90% of us seem to do at this point, live translation is now available in the EU. So obviously we all know live translation allows you to understand someone who's speaking in a different language and it'll translate it thanks to the translation app. It does work best when both parties are in a conversation are using live translation on iPads. If you're talking to someone who basically is not wearing the iPads, or iPods, excuse me, you can display a live transcription on the other person's language on your phone. That is simply done by using the Translations app or the Translate app right here. And you can see we actually do have a new splash screen here that says Hindi translation is here. Your favorites on all your devices. It syncs across the iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch. And then translation for Chinese, simplified, Japanese, and Korean are converted to Latin-based texts for easy readability. And those are going to be the majority of the changes we discovered so far in point 1. Jumping around just to Apple's other apps really quick to see if we have any new lock screens. Let's go into our Stocks app like we like to do. Everything is definitely working pretty smoothly, which is nice to see. I'm hoping for better battery life. If you follow with the channel, you know we haven't had the best battery life. It's been consistently okay, but definitely has a little bit room for improvement. But one thing I'm not sure if you guys noticed, and let me pull up that screenshot really quick in my Photos app of this update. For the first time in a while, it actually looks like the beta size is showing correctly. It's only showing 2.08 gigs. So that either means this is not as large of an update as we have in the past. And as you can see, these are screenshots I took. It's not showing full screen. It's kind of showing at a smaller window. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if this is just how they're going to represent screenshots. But you can see the screenshot here on my iPad as well for the update is looking a little larger. So take that for what you'd like. And this is just from watchOS. So there is that. But aside from that, jumping around, like I said, you saw the music app. We didn't get a new splash screen. It does still look like Liquid Glass is going to be settled on at this point for what we're seeing here, unless you do tweak it to the tinted or regular version that we saw in the settings. So just keep that in mind. Again, I'm very happy to tell you though, this phone is not warm at all after just downloading it and still indexing everything. So that is definitely good to see. I'm not anticipating seeing anything else here in the Watch app, but let's just check just to be safe. Nope, it all looks the same. So again, there's probably some more other changes here under the surface. We will continue to do a deeper dive. Wanted to let you guys know that beta 2 is out on a random Wednesday. If you weren't ready for it, go get it. It is available as an OTA download, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.